Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the Dragon Ball Super Figurized Standard Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan Vegeta. I thought we had all decided it'd be okay to call him Super Saiyan Blue. What happened to that? What's with all this repetitive naming? Anyway, this is a very basic entry-level model kit that kind of turns into an action figure when you're done building it. They're fairly cheap and not really an alternative to action figures, but if you like building model kits of humanoids, then this is something you might be interested in. So let's go ahead and get it off the stand and take a closer look. This guy stands just about 17 centimeters to the top of his hair, which makes him pretty close to 7 3/4 inches. He's actually just a little bit taller than those measurements. And it really depends on how you have him. You can have him kind of extended or not. I think he looks too stumpy like this, so I kind of lift it up like that, and I think it looks better. But if you squish it down, he'll be shorter, surprisingly enough. So as far as the aesthetics go on this guy, well, he's dark blue and the colors are all right for molded plastic. There's no stickers on this, as you can see it right now. There's only one total, which is on his mouth for the alternate head. And so there's no paint, no stickers. It doesn't really need much, so he's not bad looking. It's just relatively plain looking. I do like the colors they went with though, so that's nice. And then the hair is that kind of pearly, tealy, aquamarine kind of blue, which looks nice, so that's pretty good. All in all, I mean, it's okay. He's got super thick legs and a very tiny crotch, and just really no real human anatomy in the torso region at all, so that does kill the aesthetics a little bit. I mean, I know he's wearing armor, but it just doesn't look right. So my verdict on the aesthetic, well, let's mention this. The face is a really nice sculpt. I do like the way they sculpt the hair and the faces on these kits a whole lot. They look great. So bonus points for that. Minus points for the wrists looking like potato, or for the hands looking like potatoes and the torso not really looking like a torso. So overall, 6 out of 10 for the aesthetics. It's just blah. And then the gappiness, I don't like it. Accessory wise, he's pretty good though. We have two different faces. We have the neutral smirky kind of face, and then we have the yelling face. Both look fantastic. We have two fist hands, two hinged blast hands, and then two kind of clenchy hands, which are all very nicely done, except for the fists because they look like potatoes. And then we have two different blast effects and one stand for holding the blast effects, and they're all pretty good. Without shading, this is about as good as you're going to get. The plastic is very translucent and very vibrant, so that's nice. So accessory wise, we're going to give him an 8 out of 10. This guy has a bunch of accessories. Now, as far as the articulation goes, for the neck we've got some ball pegs and some hinges. His is not the best, and we end up with this weird gapping in the neck, and it's ugly and gross, so that's a bummer. It's minimally useful. For the shoulders, you do technically get type of butterfly joint in there, but it's kind of useless, so you're essentially just going to have your rotation here, which is good, and then it does go out to the side pretty well, so that's fine. Bicep swivel, single jointed elbow, peg for the wrists. You have a ball peg for the torso, upper torso, and you have a ball peg for the lower torso. Neither of them really do much, but rotate. For the hips, you have kind of like a hinged ball peg, except it's far less effective and a lot uglier. You can raise the legs up, but they go off to the side. Going out to the side is really nice, points there. And then you do get a thigh swivel, but everything's just so damn ugly. The only way the legs look kind of okay is if you kind of tuck them in and put them like that. But otherwise, they're just gross. The knees are terrible. I mean, functionally they're okay, but looks-wise they're terrible. And then for the ankles, you actually get a ball hinge type of ankle. It doesn't like to stay together though. So the foot doesn't go very far forward, it goes a little bit back, and then you can rotate it a little bit for an ankle rocker. So all in all, this guy's articulation is so basic and not useful. It's only a 5 out of 10. These guys, like I said, they are not meant to be replacements for action figures. They are only for if you want to build Dragon Ball model kits at a relatively low price. That's it. So my final verdict on this guy is 6 out of 10. It's okay for what it is, but to me it's relatively inexpensive, but the end result is not such that it's something I really want to own. So I can't rate it very, very high. I like the head sculpts the most out of anything, and that's just not enough. So I don't really get it. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are, what you guys think about this. I'm very curious if more people are interested in these, or if fewer people are, or what's the overall verdict. For me, as long as there's action figures, I have no interest in this at all. Maybe if they were a lot higher end, then maybe model kit figures are fine, but as far as I'm concerned, stick to the cheap robots, because cheap robots still look like robots cheap humans or Saiyans, they just don't look good and they don't function well enough. It's easy to make a robot work. It's not easy to make this work. And that's my 2 cents. So there it is, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. And if you haven't subscribed, you might want to do that because I've got thousands of videos on the channel that you can check out and more coming out just about every single day. So make sure you come back for that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.